Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshipper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshipper, lover of leaving.
Not only in nature, we are nature. To be alive is to feel your own aliveness as you move through this marvelous world of color, aroma, and beauty. Kahil Gibran, in just one drop of water are found all the secrets of the oceans. In one aspect of you are found all the aspects of existence. And Henry David Thoreau, life in us is like the water in our youth. In the bulletin this morning, there's a reading by Gary Kowalski that he used. He was minister for years in Burlington, Vermont. He was also a roommate of mine at one minister's meeting. And this is one of the best approaches, or one way to speak about water communion, the ceremony, and how to carry it over past the ceremony itself into our place of residence, our home places, as we travel and as we walk. This water ceremony reconnects us to that which is most essential and most basic to our existence. So we have the four elements on the altar today as part of this. For earth, you'll see a collection of rock and stones on the altar. Up on the rail, a large combination on the altar itself, and little pieces. All of these from the North Branch, the Ducks McKay, as a symbol of earth. Fire would be symbolized by our chalice on the altar. Air, we're not going to light, but sticks of incense in our Tibetan bowl that someone gifted the Unitarian Society years ago. It's a symbol of air, the incense. And our water bowl itself, which originally was a punch bowl, which we have converted ceremoniously into our water ceremony community bowl. And in this, it's a collection of rocks that people have donated through the years. There's a couple of pieces of granite from the top of Mount Katahdin. There's a few stones from Walden Pond in here. There is an eclipse-exposed rock, originally from Hawaii, that made its way to Eclipse Rock last year. That's in the bowl. And there's a few others. So how this works is we start off with Unitarian holy water, which has been collected from previous water ceremonies, going back into the early 1990s, when there was some women's groups here at the church that hosted water ceremonies. And water came in during that period, I remember, from the Ganges River, from one of the women returning from a trip. It'd be interesting to have this analyzed and tested. There's a lot of floaties in here. And just this year, I did 2 baptisms here in our sanctuary, pour over. We didn't use our congregational church font, but the local priest dedicated and blessed holy water for the ceremony. And I saved a portion of that to include in our Unitarian holy water that we use for ceremonies here during the course of the year, the water ceremony being one of them. So I'm going to pour this into the bowl. and invite people to bring water to be brought into the service that is meaningful to you, that has a story behind it. Or perhaps not, just to come down and to add your water, whatever meaning that has for you, to pour a sample of it into our bowl. We can do virtual pourings for the ceremony, and we have a pitcher of water, Houlton Water Company water that you can pour into the bowl and express your virtual adventure or the meaning of what source water is to you. Metaphorically, symbol, or from a physical trip where you were actually in contact with water, the source of our living. So, without further ado, unless there's questions, we will begin the ceremony. Come down. I'll set the mic up right by the water pitcher. We'll try to have as many sharings as we can. We still got plenty of time.
This isn't water from a trip we took. This is rainwater from the last 2 weekends. And it totaled about 2 inches in our rain gauge. And it's very precious. And I love to keep track of how much rain we get, because to me, that's holy water. There might be a flow. That will in.
And our response after each pouring is, "Oh ha! Oh ha!"
Lenny and I were fortunate enough to go over to Europe.
There's a microphone.
There is a
microphone. Hi. So Lee and I went over to connected up with the Rhine, connected up with the Danube, and we went through there. Every now and again we thought about water, so here's some from that. Okay, so this, and also we went to Colorado to visit an old friend, and that was, of course, across the Colorado River there. Yeah, went to Texas for a family reunion, which, let's see, they call that the Rio Grande area. And Bar Harbor, we can't forget Bar Harbor. We lived there for the last 9 years. And Eagle Lake is where all of our water there came from in our household. So there. Thank you all.
Oh ha!
I tend to believe that water, like quartz crystal, can interface with the human heart and the human spirit and the third eye. I tend to believe that water can hold intention and frequency that we can manufacture from the depth of our souls and focus into the water like a crystal. I don't know if you know, it brings to mind this, I forgot his name, it's a Japanese scientist who infused water with various thoughts of love and peace and darker thoughts, and then he lets the salt, the water evaporate, and he looks at the structure that emanates from the infusion of those particular emotions. So I'm not really prepared, but I'm really deeply grateful to have the opportunity to speak of those things. So I will put, may I be a vessel for unconditional love for all present and all absent.
like to just express my gratitude for the rain. Having a garden this year has been a bit challenging over the last month or so with no water, and my husband has worked diligently to get as much water out of our spring as he possibly could, and I forgot to bring water from the spring, so I'll use this pitcher, but I am very grateful, and I know my husband and my family are very grateful for all of the water that we've gotten from the rain in the last few days. Came a little bit late, but I'm still grateful for it.
So I didn't realize how difficult the whole water thing was. First I had to decide where I was going to get it from. Then I had to decide what to put it in. I had to filter it. So there weren't any floaties contributed by me. I wanted to get water from the farmhouse, from the well. But because of my plumbing issues, the water's turned off. I can probably turn it on. I don't know that I want to do that. So a friend told me not too long ago that I should dance in the rain. And in yesterday's rain, I went out and I danced in my bare feet in the grass, in the dark. And my neighbors already think I'm a communist. Now they think I'm a crazy communist. But that's okay. So here's my rainwater. With gratitude for this place.
This is my friend Alex that's come for a visit.
Hey,
And, she has some deep UU roots herself. And so here we are. And on Tuesday, on the way home from my second spinal injection, we took Scenic Highway 11 and stopped at the rest stop, and I got water from the East Branch of the Penobscot, which I so appreciate that flowing water, and that I have this ever-present memory of all of the honoring of the water that we have been shown from the Penobscot, from all of the Wabanaki peoples.
that I lived next to, and I have lots of good memories as a child playing in it, and I lived next to it. And I saw a mother duck the other day with 5 babies. And I had to climb down over the embankment, and I tried to get my cats to go with me to help, but they ignored me. But I did get down there, and I didn't fall. And I got this cool little wild dollar store.
also collected rainwater from my house in an old sap bucket that had belonged to my Uncle Gerald Atkins. And so that's what I did for him. Because I kind of figured the rainwater was going into all the water places around the area too.
We use the public water. I'm sure most of us are familiar with Star Wars. The term anger leads to hate and so on. It's easy to become afraid and then immediately become angry because we forget how little control we have. And then when we remember the only thing that we can control is ourselves, that anger turns to sadness. And then we cry our tears and release the pain. And that's the transmutation process. My water for that.
This is from my well, and during the droughty summer, I use my well water to grow vegetables that produce the coleslaw I brought today, and I'm so grateful that I have water when many people are needing it. I didn't realise that we were bringing water today, so I'll be using the town water. My last name, Rivers, was chosen because I lived at the time close to where the two rivers meet in Woodstock, which originate this side of the border, which I think is a lovely piece of sharing, from the Ducks and Keg and the St. John River, Wollastock River, which means beautiful river in the Wollastockite language. So I'm back living close to the river again, and for me the river is something that I've internalised by sitting beside the river, just for meditation or just to be. And 3 times in the last couple of weeks I've witnessed fish leaping at dusk. It's just the most beautiful thing.
I guess I'm doing this one alone. Lee and I have traveled extensively this summer, mostly to different hospitals and doctor appointments, but it was all worthwhile. And the furthest we traveled was Caribou, so what can I say? This is water from the county.
This is water
morning.
Morning.
This is water from Dyer Brook behind my house in Island Falls. It's special because I've never lived near a moving body of fresh water, and Dyer Brook and the Mattawamkeag River run through Island Falls, and that's part of the reason that we decided to settle here rather than staying in a tiny camper and continuing to run. So this is Dyer.
Anyone else? I'm scanning the group this morning. Okay. I went down to Katahdin Woods and Water on Monday myself to explore and hike, and drove back along the East Branch, and I stopped where the Wassataquoik and the East Branch met and drew a little bit of water for today's ceremony. So the East Penobscot is flowing here today in our service. I'd like to give a blessing to the water, and then there's a congregational response, which you'll find in your bulletin. Bless these waters, holy and sacred, that we have poured from our life experience, our travels, our stories, our humorous moments, our hopes, and our struggles. And your response.
As these waters have unlimited to become one water, may our lives live together in this place, become shared experience of the soul.
And now may we go in peace, grounded in that which is essential, in balance and harmony with all the world and all that we are. Amen. And thus concludes the water ceremony.
We want to thank everybody for tuning in today. If you'd like to show your support, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel if you're not already subscribed, and help us out by sharing this message by clicking the share button. If you'd like to make a monetary donation to you, Church Houlton, there is a link to our online donations in the video description down below. And again, thank you so much, and have a blessed day.